peace in the region beyond its borders as well, including Afghanistan. I'm Ahmed Nawaz, joined with Maheen Jafri. Time now for the headlines of this hour. A six-member delegation of the OIC is visiting the line of control to assess the situation there. OIC Secretary General Special Envoy for Jammu and Kashmir, Yusuf Al-Dobe, is leading the delegation.
Prime Minister's Special Assistant on Health, Zafar Mirza, says the coronavirus outbreak in Pakistan is not that serious to shut schools. Joint efforts are underway to prevent the disease. Zafar Mirza says 620 Pakistani students are in Wuhan and we are in contact with them.
"15 Italian tourists who landed in Delhi last month and one Indian who was traveling with them tested positive for coronavirus, taking the total number of cases in the country to 28.
Pakistan Navy's major maritime exercise Sea Spark 20 concludes in North Arabian Sea. Chairman Joint Chiefs of Staff Committee General Nadeem Raza witnesses last day drill.
At least 2 people have been killed and several injured as torrential rains hit parts of Punjab and Balochistan. Flood torrent sweeps away 6 buses in Dera Ghazi Khan, injuring several passengers.
At least 20 Afghan soldiers and policemen killed in a string of overnight attacks hours after US President Donald Trump said he had a very good chat with the Taliban chief.
And Islamabad United will face Lahore Qalandars today in the 17th match of the PSL at Gaddafi Stadium, Lahore. PTV Sports will have the action live from 7 p.m. And now for the news in detail. A 6-member delegation of the OIC is visiting the line of control to assess the situation there. OIC Secretary General Special Envoy for Jammu and Kashmir, Yusuf Al-Dobe, is leading the delegation. The delegation is visiting Chakoti sector of the line of control. The delegation will be briefed about Indian ceasefire violations on the line of control.
Special Assistant on National Health Services Dr. Zafar Mirza has said that federal and provincial governments are working in cohesion to contain the coronavirus. Talking to journalists in Rawalpindi, he said the situation is not that serious to close down the educational institutions in the country. He said it is because of our efforts that the virus has not spread in Pakistan the way it hit some other countries. He said that people should take necessary precautionary measures to stay safe. The Special Assistant said 620 Pakistani students are in China and we are in constant touch with them. He added that students are being fully taken care of with the help of China. Responding to a question, Dr. Zafar Mirza said a national program has been prepared to tackle dengue this year through a standardized approach.
Chairman Joint Chiefs of Staff Committee General Nadeem Raza was the chief guest at the culmination of Pakistan Navy's major maritime exercise Sea Spark 20 in North Arabian Sea. The live weapon firing of anti-ship missiles from various fleet combat platforms, including surface, subsurface platform and aviation units of Pakistan Navy, was the hallmark of the exercise. The exercise displayed Pakistan Navy's intent to maintain higher state of readiness and combat potential to ensure seaward defense and protection of maritime interests of Pakistan during peace and war. Assets of Pakistan Army and Pakistan Air Force also participated in the exercise, highlighting the synergy at tri-services level. Admiral Zafar Mahmood Abbasi, Chief of Naval Staff, and Air Chief Marshal Mujahid Anwar Khan, Chief of the Air Staff, along with other senior military officials, also witnessed the firepower display.
Commander of Somali Air Force Brigadier General Mohammed Sheikh held a meeting with Air Chief Mujahid Anwar Khan in Islamabad today and discussed ways and means to further enhance mutual cooperation between these two air forces. The Commander Somali Air Force lauded the glorious history of Pakistan Air Force and also acknowledged the endeavours made by the PAF in modernisation and indigenization of its fleet in recent years. Highlighting the cordial relations between Pakistan and Somali, Air Chief Mujahid Anwar Khan offered support and cooperation to Somali Air Force in the field of military training, discussed ways to enhance cooperation.
At least 2 people have been killed and several are injured as torrential rains hit parts of Punjab and Balochistan. The rain that began last night triggered flooding in Rood Kui in the Suleiman Range. At least 6 buses of pilgrims of Sakhi Sarwar in Dera Ghazi Khan were stuck, injuring several passengers. A driver of the bus is still missing. 1 person was killed in a lightning strike in Pir Mahal. Torrential rain also occurred in other parts of Punjab, including Jhang, Toba Tek Singh, Chichawati, Bahawalpur, Ut Sharif, Mia Channu, Shorkot, Jahania, Miawali, Vehari and Melsi. Now, torrential rains also pummeled parts of northeast Balochistan. Kolu city and adjoining areas were hit by hailstorm. Roof of a house collapsed in Daki, killing a 9-year-old girl. According to the Met Department, a strong westerly wave is affecting most and central parts of the country and would likely persist till Saturday. Rain wind thunderstorm is expected in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Islamabad and Kashmir, while dust-raising winds are also expected in Upper Sindh tonight.
US President Donald Trump spoke by telephone with chief Taliban negotiator Mullah Baradar Akhand, the first known conversation between a US leader and a top Taliban official, as a dispute over a prisoner release threatened effort to bring peace to Afghanistan. The call, announced on Twitter by a Taliban spokesperson and then confirmed by Trump, came 3 days after Baradar and US Special Envoy Zalmay Khalilzad signed an agreement in Qatar for a withdrawal of US forces from Afghanistan. In a tweet, a Taliban spokesperson, Zabiullah Mujahid, said US President Donald Trump has assured chief Taliban negotiator Mullah Baradar Akhand that US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo will talk to Afghan President Ashraf Ghani so that the barriers against the inter-Afghan talks get removed. In a statement on the 35-minute Trump-Baradar conversation, Taliban spokesperson Zabiullah Mujahid suggested Baradar gave no ground on this issue. Talking to newsmen, US President said he has a good conversation with Taliban leader to get this dispute ended. Speaking with reporters, Donald Trump gave a few details of the discussion, but said he had a good relationship with Baradar.
More news coming up right after this short break. Stay tuned.
The Badshai Mosque, or the Royal Mosque in Lahore, commissioned by the 6th Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb in 1671 and completed in 1673, is the 2nd largest mosque in Pakistan and South Asia and the 5th largest mosque in the world. Epitomizing the beauty, passion and grandeur of the Mughal era. It is Lahore's most famous landmark and a major tourist attraction. Capable of accommodating 5,000 worshippers in its main prayer hall and a further 95,000 in its courtyard, it remains the largest mosque in the world. From 1673 to 1986, a period of 313 years, when overtaken in size by the completion of the Faisal Mosque in Islamabad. Today, it remains the 2nd largest mosque in Pakistan and South Asia and the 5th largest mosque in the world after Masjid al-Haram, Grand Mosque of Mecca and Al Masjid al-Nabwi, Prophet's Mosque in Medina. The Hassan II Mosque in Casablanca and the Faisal Mosque in Islamabad. To appreciate its large size, the 4 minarets of the Badshai Mosque are 13.9 feet, 4.2 meters taller than those of the Taj Mahal, and the main platform of the Taj Mahal can fit inside the 278,784 square feet courtyard of the Badshai Mosque, which is the largest mosque courtyard in the world.
The Taliban killed at least 20 Afghan soldiers and policemen in a string of overnight attacks hours after US President Donald Trump said he had a very good chat with the Taliban chief. A member of the Provincial Council said that Taliban fighters attacked at least 3 army outposts in Imam Sahib district of Kunduz last night, killing at least 10 soldiers and 4 police. The governor's spokesman said 6 police were killed and 7 wounded in an attack in central Uruzgan province.
India recorded its biggest jump in coronavirus cases today. About 15 Italian tourists who landed in Delhi last month and 1 Indian who was traveling with them tested positive for coronavirus, taking the total number of cases in the country to 28. Indian media says that the 15 Italians were part of a group of 23 Italians who travelled to Rajasthan last month. One of them, currently in Jaipur, tested positive on Tuesday. His wife has also tested positive. Meanwhile, schools in Delhi's Noida have sent out advisories to parents suggesting that they do not send their children to attend classes, even in case of a mild cough or cold, and saying they may declare holidays if the need arises amid coronavirus scare. Prime Minister Modi tweeted that he had an extensive review with a number of ministries and state governments regarding preparedness levels.
The novel coronavirus disease COVID-19 has infected more than 88,800 people globally and killed at least 3,000 others. The total number of confirmed cases on the Chinese mainland reached 80,151, with 2,943 deaths, with a total of 47,204 patients had been discharged from the hospital. 151 confirmed cases had been reported in China's Hong Kong and Macau special administrative regions and Taiwan region, with 100 in Hong Kong, 10 in Macau and 41 in Taiwan. World Health Organization Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said the epidemic in the Republic of Korea, Italy, Iran and Japan has become the greatest concern as the virus spread accelerates in these countries. South Korea confirmed 374 new coronavirus cases, taking the total count to 5,186. 5 more deaths were reported, lifting the combined death toll to 31. On 2nd of March alone, the country reported 600 new cases, bringing the total number of confirmed cases up to 4,812. The total number of confirmed cases in Italy jumped to 2,036 from 1,694, while 52 have died. As for Iran, which reported 1,501 cases with 66 deaths as of Monday, educational centers have been shut down in cities and provinces seriously hit by the virus. Number of confirmed cases in Japan has risen to more than 980, with over 700 of them stemming from the virus-hit Diamond Princess cruise ship quarantined in the port city of Yokohama.
The World Bank unveiled a $12 billion aid package that will provide fast-track funds to help countries combat the coronavirus outbreak. World Bank President David Malpass told reporters that the goal is to provide fast, effective action that responds to country needs. He said it is critical to recognize the extra burden on poor countries least equipped in the struggle to prevent the spread of COVID-19 virus. The funds, some of which are targeted to the world's poorest nations, can be used for medical equipment or health services and will include expertise and policy advice.
China has reported 38 more deaths from the coronavirus, but a fall in fresh cases for the third consecutive day. National Health Commission said the death toll nationwide is now 2,981, with more than 80,200 people infected in total. There were 115 new cases in central Hubei province, the epicenter where the virus first emerged in December last year, and only 4 elsewhere in the country. The figures in China have generally been declining in recent weeks as a series of draconian quarantine measures seem to be paying off. In total, there have been 13 confirmed cases of the virus being imported to the mainland, all in Chinese nationals returning from overseas. The number of suspected infections in China fell to the lowest level since late January at 520 cases, down from nearly 29,000 suspected cases reported in early of February.
The U.S. death toll from the novel coronavirus rose to 9, all in the state of Washington, and many of them residents of the same nursing home. 8 of the deaths have been in King County, which encompasses Seattle, and 1 was in neighboring Snohomish County. Nationwide, there are more than 100 confirmed cases on both coasts and in Midwest. The Life Care Center, a nursing home and rehabilitation facility in Seattle suburbs, is at the center of the Washington outbreak so far. The center has banned visits from family members until further notice and suspended new admissions. Susan Gregg, a spokeswoman for Seattle's Harborview Medical Center, where 1 patient died, said public health officials were identifying care workers who had come in contact with the victim.
South Korea announced a stimulus package of $9.8 billion to cushion the impact of the largest outbreak of the coronavirus outside China, as efforts to contain the disease worsened supply disruptions and sap consumption. Finance Minister said the supplementary budget, subject to parliamentary approval, will channel money to the health system, childcare and outdoor markets. The government aims to present a finalized supplementary budget to the National Assembly tomorrow.
Joe Biden has won 8 of the 14 states that voted to pick a Democratic White House candidate on Super Tuesday, a remarkable rebound for his campaign. But Bernie Sanders is projected to win California, the biggest prize of the night, as well as 3 other states. They lead the race to face Republican President Donald Trump in November. Mr. Biden told a crowd in Los Angeles that we are very much alive. Make no mistake about it. This campaign will send Donald Trump packing. The ex-U.S. Vice President has swept Massachusetts, Minnesota, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Alabama, North Carolina, and Virginia. Mr. Biden also appears to have won among the type of suburban voters who pollsters say have been turning away from the current U.S. president. More than 1/3 of the delegates who will pick the eventual nominee at a July convention are up for grabs in primary elections on Tuesday that could provide some clarity at last in a muddled race for the White House.
One Turkish soldier has been killed and 9 wounded in an attack by Syrian government forces in northwest Syria's Idlib region, the Turkish Defense Ministry reported. With the latest death, 57 Turkish soldiers have been killed in the conflict in the region since Turkey sent thousands of troops and military hardware there last month to support rebels fighting Syrian government forces. Defense Ministry said that 82 Syrian army targets were struck after attack on Turkish forces and continued to be under fire. It did not specify exactly where or when the attack occurred.
A tornado struck Nashville, Tennessee, killing at least 25 people, destroying around 40 buildings and leaving tens of thousands of people without power. Nashville's Emergency Operations Center announced it had opened an emergency shelter with running water in a farmer's market to help displaced residents. Several people took to Twitter to say that they were without power in the region. Some posted videos of lightning flashing across the sky.
Heavy rains in Guajara, Sao Paulo state left at least 12 people dead and 46 missing. Authorities said hundreds of firefighters are working to help the victims and continue looking for the missing, mostly people who were presumably buried by the homes and landslides. The civil defense of the state said one of the deceased is a firefighter who was working. Guadalajara, Santos and Sao Vicente are the cities most affected by intense rains. In addition to Sao Paulo, storms have also hit the state of Rio de Janeiro in recent days, leaving a trail of destruction and causing at least 5 deaths.
Islamabad United will face Lahore Qalandars today in the 17th match of the Pakistan Super League 2020 at the Gaddafi Stadium, Lahore. PTV Sports will telecast the match live from 7 p.m. Islamabad United are at 4th place on table with 5 points after 6 matches. They won 2 while lost 3 matches. Lahore Qalandars are at the bottom with only 1 win in 4 matches.
Ben Dunk and Samit Patel broke their shackles and lifted Lahore Qalandars to a 37-run victory over Quetta Gladiators in the 16th match of the PSL that saw Qalandars score 209, their highest in PSL history. PTV Sports had all the action live. Sent into bat, Qalandars were 50 for 3 in the 8th over, having lost Fakhr, Lin and Hafiz. But what followed was Dunk and Patel show that saw Qalandars score the highest total of their PSL history. The pair shared 155 runs for the 4th wicket, scoring 148 of the last 10 overs, and in the process posting highest 4th wicket partnership of the PSL history as well. It was also the second best stand for any wicket in the history of the PSL. Patel was in fine touch, punishing every ball on merit, scoring 71 of 40 deliveries, with the help of 9 boundaries and 2 sixes before holding out of cutting in the last over. Dunk was particularly aggressive and relentless, hitting 10 maximums, a new PSL record, and 3 boundaries during his 93 and getting out at the very last ball of the innings. Chasing 210, Gladiators were restricted to 172 all out in 20 overs. Gladiators just did not take off and kept losing wickets regularly. For Patel, the day even got better when he clean bowled Jason Roy. Patel also claimed the wicket of captain Sarfaraz Ahmed after Dilbar Hussain backed Shane Watson and Ehsan Ali's wickets. Salman Irshad then removed Azam Khan and Mohammad Faizan got the wicket of Mohammad Nawaz, followed by that of Anwar Ali. Ben Cutting refused to go down without fighting and made 53 before Salman's second victim. Salman then quickly removed Fawad Ahmed and Naseem Shah, finishing with 4 wickets.
Prime Minister Imran Khan met with the management of Pakistan Super League franchise Karachi Kings. Karachi Kings owner Salman Iqbal, president and bowling mentor of franchise Wasim Akram and head coach Dean Jones were present in the meeting. During the meeting, matters relating to promotion of cricket in the country through PSL was discussed.
Zalmay coach Mohammad Akram held a news conference following their practice session at Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium. Talking about the match against Kings, he said it was Karachi Kings' day and they played to win. Replying to a question about Dad and Sammy, he said Sammy was rested by mutual consent because he is not in form, and once observed in the nets he is back in form, he will of course be part of the playing 11. Mohammad Akram said all the 6 teams are balanced this time round. Talking about upcoming talent, he said Haider Ali is skilled and has the potential to become part of the national team. Mohammad Akram said dressing room environment is very cordial and that rumours making rounds are baseless.
Third International Pakistan Army Team Spirit Competition 2020 is underway at National Counter-Terrorism Centre and surroundings near Khairiyan. 7 Pakistan Army teams, Pakistan Air Force and international teams and representatives from 16 countries including Belarus, China, Egypt, Germany, Indonesia, Saudi Arabia, Maldives, Palestine, Russia, South Africa, Sri Lanka, Turkey, UAE, UK, USA and Uzbekistan are taking part in a 3-day-long event. The competition is based on evaluating physical endurance, mental agility and tactical proficiency of the teams. Pakistan Army Team Spirit Competition has been converted into an international event to share each other's experiences, particularly Pakistan Army's achievements in war against terrorism.
The renowned football club Karachi Kings has won all Pakistan football tournament held in Nankana Sahib. About 64 teams from all over the country participated in the tournament. In the final, both teams, Karachi Kings and Nathuwala Club, failed to score any goal. The score remained level even after penalty kicks. Later, the organisers declared Karachi Kings club winner on the basis of performance.
France and Croatia face a rematch of the World Cup final after being drawn together in their Nations League group for the second edition of the UEFA tournament. The pair are in Group 3 in League A along with defending champions Portugal and Sweden. Germany have a tough task in Group 4 where they face Spain, Switzerland and Ukraine. England face a fresh encounter with Iceland in Group 2, which also features Belgium and Denmark. Italy were drawn with Poland, Bosnia and Netherlands. The tournament will be played from September to November with the finals in June next year.